welcome to the stage, Mike Zakarian.
Welcome back. Happy Monday. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I feel like my voice should sound better after not doing shows all weekend long, but here we are. Still scratchy, baby. Still scratchy. Hope everybody had a great weekend, right? We had a lot of things to be mad about. College football losing their mind over the weekend, and it feels kind of nice to be separated from that and just to watch everyone else get mad instead of me be mad for once. So if you are an Alabama fan, congrats. If you're a Florida State fan, RIP, I guess. Who do we got here this morning? We got Sneeps. Let's go. Happy National Santa's List Day. Thank you, Snoopaloop. That's a good one. We're into the month of December. The common man's here. Let's go. Sneeps, homie. What's up? Matic Auto. Matic Autos is a great point. The NBA bit mug makes the coffee hit. There you go. And you know what? Let's remind the people too. TeamHoldNFT.com right there. Remember, we used to talk about NFTs regularly. Let's go get some merch, huh? How about some merch? How about the NBA bit merch right here? We got a little bit of everything. We get some classic tees. We got a mug. I mean, it's just fire. It's fire stuff that's right there. Shout out Veronica for designing that stuff. Go get yourself a mug, huh? We got Royce here. We the people. Let's go. I think that's everybody. Like the stream, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Bow Divine's here. Let's go. Also, yeah, hey, we're like closing in a little bit on some milestones here, right? So currently when we take a look, we're at 10,922 subs, which is fun. That is fun. We love to see that. Is there a free hunt? No, there's no promo code with the mug perch like our sweet friends at Underdog. But also just to show you guys real quick, we're up to, here we go. Over here, Team Hold Sports, 497 subs. Also, we had the Shengun video pop off for 8,000 views, huh? So we're almost at the 500 mark, which is exciting. And then our Team Hold So Rare channel, where we're doing all of our So Rare content, is now up to almost 300. So look at us. Look at us growing together. But hope you guys had a good weekend. I did. I appreciate everybody who sent a little birthday love my way over the weekend. We enjoyed that yesterday. It's very low key Sunday. We just kind of went and watched some football and ate some food that made me feel bad later on in the day. Not like just like sluggish. But we watched some foosball. Had a really nice time. We had a good. It was a nice little birthday. The weird stuff for because I was a little overexposed in the Underdog stuff. And it looks like I was just going to make $1 million. We're going to have birthday screenshots, birthday Bink Boys. We had 40% Nico Collins, 40% Nico Collins. We also had 27% Tyreek Hill, 22% Brock Purdy. That should equal thousands of dollars. Somehow we lost a little bit. And then last night we made up for it in pick'ems. Shout out Christian Watson. We had a lot of Watson 2X, little spice, 2X spice that saved the day. Watson, what was the other? Jordan Love throwing for a bunch of touchdowns. It was fun. So we had a good time. We had a good time this weekend. But I do appreciate everybody that either shared our content or shouted us out or whatever. Look at this old man out here just streaming in the morning. Wouldn't want to be anywhere else, Okay, before we get into this weekend's action, it was weird basketball, right? We had a handful of games on Friday, a bunch of intense games on Saturday, and then nothing yesterday. And now tonight, right? So we have the in-season tournament tonight and tomorrow. So just 2 games tonight, 2 games tomorrow, then like 45 games on Wednesday. But for content purposes, this is what's going on this week. All right. So today, here you are. Welcome to the NBA bit at 5:30 p.m. on the So Rare channel. We'll have live before lock. And then at, I believe it's going to be like a little bit earlier. I think it's going to be like 6:30, 6:45 back on this channel. The 89 Cavs are going to fire up. Tomorrow we'll have the NBA bit. And then that's it until Friday, because Wednesday morning we're flying out to Vegas. I'm going to bring my camera. I'm going to try to do some stuff. Oh, we get a little Bandy sighting. What's up, buddy? We're going to try to do some stuff on Wednesday. We'll still try to do a live before lock on Friday. But we're going to be in Vegas for the in-season tournament. So excited about that. We're excited about that. But yeah, so no NBA bet after that. And then we'll be back next week with our normal, regularly scheduled programs, Man, dog came in hot. Came in aggressive this morning. All right, let's get into let's talk some basketball. Let's talk some basketball for this weekend. Dude, you gotta chill. Dog is going nuts. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's do it. So we had a handful of games on Friday, and they were fine. Friday was fine. Celtics and Sixers, I think we were all pretty excited about. And then it was like Embiid was questionable with an illness. Then all of a sudden, Embiid and Maxey were making out. Maxey was questionable with an illness. They both end up missing. Porzingis was missing. And so we're kind of like, man, Celtics blowout, right? And this ended up being a close game because Pat Bev, I was going to say turn back time, turn back time, or turn back the clock, but he didn't. I don't think he's ever been this guy. He dropped 26, 8, and 7, just doing a little bit of everything. Melton at 21-4, Rocco 18, 5, and 5. On the Celtic side of things, Derek White had 21, 6, and 5. JB had 24. Al had 20 and 6. So Tatum had 21, 7, and 4, and he got ejected. And then what was wild is after the game, I think it came out either late Friday night or early Saturday morning, the refs came out, or the associate, whoever is the spokesperson for all referees, referee Wizard of Oz, came out and was like, "Oh yeah, that our bad, guys. That should have been a common foul." And what it was, Tatum kind of like put his hands up, caught Rocco a little bit. Rocco looked like he got hit by a sniper from the rafters, and they threw him out of the game. I feel like this has happened 5 or 6 times this year, where like Giannis got ejected for some weird stuff. I know there's more that I'm missing. Just a quick, refs were too involved this weekend, whether it was last night's Packers-Chiefs game, that last minute of the football game. It was just main character syndrome from our NBA referees, just some real ugly officiating. But again, it's just like, what are we doing? Why is he getting tossed for that? But anyway, Celtics get the W. They win 125-119. Feisty game considering no Embiid and no Maxey. I don't know if we've gotten an update. I'm assuming they're both going to be good to go because they don't play again until Wednesday. So anybody that was dealing with an illness or is a little dinged up has some more rest time, as most of the games don't play till Wednesday. I think Porzingis and the Celtics he's already been ruled out for tonight's game against the Pacers, which I think Halliburton's still questionable. He's been dealing with something. He missed both games this weekend, this game week, like we're talking in so rare language. But something to pay attention to. All right, let's keep going. Magic and the Wizards. So the Magic extended their win streak, although got it snapped on Saturday, but they won on Friday as the Washington Wizards just continue to boost morale for everyone else but themselves. If you're feeling down, schedule yourself a game against the Wizards and you'll feel better. Kuz had 27 and 6 in this one. Daniel Gafford had 18-11. But it was the Franz and Paolo show. They combined for 59 points. Franz had 31, 8, and 7. Paolo had 28, 13, and 7. Jalen Suggs, man. Jalen Suggs has been playing some pretty good basketball this season, which is like a nice story, right? Because it felt like a bust. Remember, everybody was like, dude, Toronto's crazy. They took Scotty Barnes over Jalen Suggs. And then they looked like geniuses. Now Jalen Suggs starting to round into form a little bit. I mean, he's not doing Scotty stuff, but he's playing some good basketball. Mo Vags had 18 off the bench. And Joey Ingles from down under, mate. He had 14 and 7 off the bench. Look at Garen in the chat. What's up, Garen? Good morning. Good win for Orlando. Continue to beat the teams you're supposed to beat. Bing bong. Knicks beat the Raptors. I don't know if you saw this video going viral. I don't know if Knicks Muse shared it, but it was some like aggressively Italian New Yorker. Just being, what did he call him? Pascal Siakam, something like that. Scotty, I forget. I don't know. It was a bunch of. The only one I can remember is OG, Scotty Bums, OG, and a nobody. It was real aggressive. It was real aggressive. Classic New York. But anyways, Bing Bong wins 119-106. Let's get a Randall drop, dude. Julius Randle, man. Is he the best player in the NBA?
Regular season Randall.
Randall almost with a triple-double there. 20, 10, and 9. Jalen Brunson, who we did a little video on him over on Team Hold Sports. I called him Brunsanity. Somebody got real mad. He said it's Bruns him. But Brunson had 22, 8, and 5. But the story was the saucy man himself, Dante DiVincenzo. 7 threes, went 7 for 9 from 3. Didn't score a single point another way besides 3. 7 for 9, had 21 points. Pascal Siakam had 21 and 8, and then Scotty Barnes had 29, 9, 4. With 5 steals on top of that. So, I don't know. Toronto just continues to be the Katy Perry song. You're hot and you're cold. You're yes and you're no. It's a lot of that, you know. Memphis Grizzlies just racking up dubs. They beat the Dallas Mavericks 108-94. Luka missed this game because he had a baby. Congrats to Luka. Let's get a Luka drop just for not even playing, but you had a child.
your Luke magic.
I feel like we haven't seen Joe in a while. Joe, welcome back. Kyrie was awful. I think everybody was pretty excited to roll out Kyrie. No Luka, are you kidding me? And he was bad. He was bad. The whole team was bad. Desmond Bane really the only one that was shining. He had 30 points and 5 dimes. Santi Aldama, though, baby. Santi Aldama had a nice double-double, 17 and 12. Somebody to pay attention to this weekend, or this week, excuse me, for some so rare NBAs, some DFS, some underdogs. Jalen Noel is back in action with the Memphis Grizzlies, and Derrick Rose played more minutes, but Jalen's been like this throughout his career, whether he was playing with the Timberwolves, or I guess that's really the only spot that I'm thinking about. When he gets minutes, he produces. He just kept losing his minutes. I'm a fan of his, but anyways, he had 19 and 4 off the bench. Grant Williams was 16 and 8, and Seth Curry dropped 12. But yeah, tough weekend for Dallas. We'll talk about their second game. Their second game was bonkers. Excited to get to that one. We've got 2 more games though that happened on Friday. So the Pellies had 2 games this weekend. First one against the San Antonio Spurs. No Wemby. And Zion had a pretty bad game in this one. And it's funny because he hasn't played a back-to-back this year. And I don't know if it's because this game was in hand. I think Zion only ended up playing like 25 minutes. And then sure enough, he played that second game of the back-to-back. So it's good to see that Zion's getting a little bit in better shape, or maybe they just feel better about his health in general. But the Pels get that dub, 121-106. Devin Vassell, high score for the Spurs. He had 14 points. There's nothing else to talk about. It's like 9 dudes for the Spurs had like 9 points. Common Man about Mavs is saying we actually miss Hardaway. That's bad. You know what though? I mean, I know the joke that you're making here. Tim Hardaway Jr. has been awesome this season, right? I mean, I feel like every time we've talked about Dallas, he's had at least 18 or 17 off the bench. I think that was the magic number, with a couple of monster games too. So that clearly has been an issue. You guys just don't defend anybody. That's the problem. You haven't played defense yet this year. Anyways, for the Pellies, right? I told you Zion had a bad game. I mean, this was kind of a weird game. I think because it was over, it was a 15-point spread. It ended up being a 15-point spread, but this game, there was never like in contention. So you didn't have to push anybody. Jonas Valanciunas at 24 and 12. That was the exciting one. And then CJ McCollum, just good to see him back, 19 and 8. He didn't play the back-to-back. That makes sense, right? They're just kind of easing him back in. So we'll see. All right. That was everything for Friday. Let's get into, actually, you know what? Let's take a little underdog break before we get into Saturday. We'll be right back. Today's NBA bit is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy Sports. Whether you're drafting Luka first overall in best ball or fading Wemby blocks in the pick'ems, Underdog is where you'll find Team Hold. Sign up today at underdogfantasy.com, or just click the link in the description to get started. And by signing up using promo code HOLD, HOLD, you will get a 100% deposit bonus match up to $100. That's a free honey. So sign up today using promo code HOLD, HOLD, and get started at underdogfantasy.com. This is good right here, Roy. Winnie the Pooh coming for that honey. That's right. Yeah, sign up for an underdog. All right, Saturday. Saturday had some fun action. We were actually out on Saturday watching the Tulane football team lose a tough one to SMU. It's a frustrating game. But while that was happening, we watched a little bit of Clippers and the Warriors, and maybe a little bit of Nets Magic as well. But the Clippers win 113-112. Pretty big comeback by them. Golden State, man, God, the vibes are so weird. Wiggins missed another game because of that ouchie fingy. Steph had 22 and 11 in this game, and they are down 1 with like 5 seconds left. Steph gets the ball up around the 3-point line, drives in, gets around to the foul line, and I mean, it would have been a tough shot, right? But he still had like 4 seconds left, and then kicks it to Draymond in the corner. And Draymond was wide open for 3, and he was 4 for 7 before taking that 3-pointer. But when you look around at the Warriors team, I don't know if that's the play. Are we really trying to get Draymond a good look here at the end of the game? It just felt bizarre that was like watching it happen live. I was just like, oh, there must be more time than I think. Right, there must be an extra 10 seconds left. I think that was on my phone because Tulane was on like the big TVs. Like, there's no way this is the shot they drew up, right? And maybe Steph was like, hey, I'm double teamed. This is a good look, right? And I know there's always the conversation where he actually made the right play. He made the right basketball play. I don't know if Draymond for an open three is ever the right basketball play. Anyways, Garen in the chat, sad to lose Fitz for Tulane. He was my pick for Nebraska. Yeah, did he go to Houston? Is that where it ended up being? I was surprised by that. I know Kelsey was talking about it before the game. I was surprised by that. Sorry, my ears are a little too warm today for these little headphones. Anyways, the Clippers get a good W. Good W. They win 113-112. The aforementioned Draymond had 21-9-4. Curry had 21-11. Moody finally getting some more run. Kerr is being forced to play him. He had 21-5. And then on the Clipper side of things, I think this is the first time Paul George, Kawhi, and Harden all had like pretty solid games together. PG had 25-6-6. The Claw had 28-7. And then James Harden had 21-9. So good win for the Clips. Man, just like two teams that can't figure it out right now. That's what it feels like anyways. As we were saying, yeah, it's flannel season, baby. Get excited. Get excited, Tyler. As you were saying, Brooklyn broke the streak. Orlando, I think, what did they win? Like 13 or something stupid, right? They had won a bunch in a row. They lose to, it wasn't 13, I don't think. But they lose to, Orlando drops one to Brooklyn, 129-101. Brooklyn has Cam Thomas back and immediately become fun. Immediately, like you want to watch it again. For Brooklyn, though, that Cam Thomas wasn't even the story. It was Mikal Bridges who went ham. 26 points in the first quarter. Dropped 26 in the first quarter. Finished the game with 42-5. Cam Thomas, who starting again, right? First game came off the bench. Now he's back in the starting lineup. He had 27-5. Spencer Dinwiddie, as Kuzma would say, had 22-4. And then Paolo flirted with a triple-double, 19, 10, and 8. And then Franz Wagner had 27-5. So Brooklyn gets a dub. You know, Orlando was bound to lose one at one point. Maybe playing Washington the night before messes with you, well, like how good you are, you know? You're like, oh man, I guess we don't really have to try. We beat the Wizards like 5 times already this season. Good run, though. Good run for Orlando. Had to come to an end at some point. Minnesota Timberwolves refused to lose, huh? T-Wolves, 123-117. No Ant-Man for this game. Obviously, no LaMelo for this game. Karl Anthony Towns, the cat man. He had 28, 7, and 5. Rudy with a nice double-double, 26 and 12. That's fun. Naz Reid with 23 and 5. I guess, right, John Boy brought this up in the chat a couple weeks ago or a week ago. Remember we like in fantasy, we would always target, whether it was DFS or underdog or so rare, we'd always target bigs against the Hornets. And a lot of that was when Plumlee was there and then Plumlee left. And I was like, oh, I'm not sure if this is true anymore. And then just looking at the stats we just read off, right? So there was 49. What's 49 plus 30? 79 minus 2, 77. 77 points from bigs right there. Between Towns, Rudy, and Naz Reid, 77 of the 123. Anyway, so maybe we should be targeting bigs a little bit more. And that was something we were sleeping on early in the season. I feel like I got to go back and look at this a little bit more in depth because I feel like it hasn't stood out in the same way that it has in the past, but maybe we just got used to it. On the Charlotte side of things, man, Charlotte's just going to be bad. They're going to be bad. Bridges had 22 and 4. Scary Terry with 23, 7 and 6. And then our boy PJ Washington with a little 18, 7 and 5, which is that great of a stat line? No, but is it well enough that we can play the drop? Yeah.
PJ Washington. PJ Washington. PJ Washington.
There we go. Little PJ. Good to see you again, PJ. Good to see you again. Cavs and Pistons, man. So Detroit shared, let me see if I can find it. The Pistons social media team shared a graphic over the weekend that made me think that they won. Like I thought that they won a game because, you know, they've been on, they don't win games anymore. That's not what they do. Here it is. And I guess like I should have realized what this was. Also, look at Sneeps over in the Twitch chat. Good to see it, Sneeps. I should have realized that this was a loss, right? It says we're going to keep fighting. But when I saw this post on Saturday night, I was like, oh shit, Detroit, you finally got a W. And then I went and looked and it's like, nope, they lost 110-101. They did get Boyan's back though. Boyan is back, which is fun for Detroit. He had 22 off the bench. Cade almost had a triple-double. Cade had 23, 11, and 8. And then Jalen Duren had 17 and 11. Austin Thompson played like 9 minutes. I know he had a bunch of fouls in this game. I can't figure it out. Here we go. Darius Garland, 22 and 5. Donovan Mitchell had 20 and 4. Max Strus, 22, 5 and 5. Cleveland continues to be weird, right? Because they were losing this game for a little bit. Detroit stuck with them, but it was kind of funny. Like Cleveland lost to Portland, I think, not too long ago. Was it Thursday night they lost to Portland and then almost lost this game? So just weird stuff. Jump shoot. Thanks, man. Yeah, almost. Let's just enjoy 39 for a second. Let's chill out. We don't need to rush this along. Okay. Pacers and Heat. No Bam Adebayo. I think Bam's going to miss another game too. And I just, want to get out in front of it and take a huge L because I was like, oh man, Thomas Bryant, dude. No Bam Adebayo. Thomas Bryant's definitely going to play. Thomas Bryant not only did he not have a good game, he didn't have a game. He did not get into the game. It was Orlando Robinson and Haywood Highsmith played 3 minutes and was out. It was Jaime Jaquez. It was Orlando Robinson got the start. He played 27 minutes. Caleb Martin played like 35 minutes. I think they just went a little bit smaller. Kevin Love played 19 minutes. So huge L by me. I mean, but anyways, no Bam, no Halliburton in this game, but the Pacers still scored 144. TJ McConnell. We had a TJ McConnell sighting. He had a double-double, 20 and 11. Aaron Nesmith dropped 20. Obi Toppin, 22. Bruce Brown, 30 and 4. The aforementioned Orlando Robinson, 16 and 5. And then Jimmy Buckets had 33 and 5. But yeah, weird game. And then speaking of weird games, actually, what we should say, I wonder if Hallie was just like taking another day because I know the Pacers really care about this in-season tournament. I know Hallie does. I wonder if he's like, I want to be fresh for Monday night. We take Friday and Saturday off. Sunday's an off day. And then they play each other tonight. I hope he plays. I want full squads. I know we don't have the Zanger, the unicorn, but I hope we get full squads for this game. Sneeps, I'll do that right at the end, man. That's a good talking point. Bulls beat the Pels, and then there was this weird video going around on social media about Zion wanting to go to Chicago, which I didn't even hear what they were trying to say. I don't understand why the video is going viral, but whatever. Is Zion going to Chicago? Who knows? That's good stuff. Bulls win 124-118. No Levine. DeRozan, it looked like wasn't going to play. He was a late add-on. He was ruled in, and then DeRozan went nuts, 24, 10, and 5. But the real story, breakout season, Kobe White. Kobe White's been balling this year. He dropped 31. Was it 31, 9, and 5? Is that right? 31, 9, and 6, excuse me. But I just wanted to pull up Kobe White's numbers from this season and compare them. So, I mean, he's only averaging 15 points a game this year, but that is 3 more points than his season average. He's shooting 42% from the field, 40% from 3, 84% from the line. So shout out Kobe White, getting some buckets, baby. And then on the Pels side of things, Zion had 27-5, Ingram 23, 6, and 6. Both Trey Murphy and CJ McCollum sat this one out, which makes sense, right? Trey had played 1 game so far this year after getting hurt in the offseason. Good to have Trey Murphy back, just in general. That's important for the Pels. And then CJ had only played 1 game since getting his lung back, so he wasn't going to play back-to-back. But it seems like they're both going to play in tonight's in-season tournament game against Light the Beam Kings. All right, Bucks and Hawks. Bucks scored a shit ton of points, 132, Atlanta 121. Atlanta continues to collect L's after losing Jalen Johnson. And so let's do the Bucks first. Giannis had a triple-double, 32, 11, and 10. He had a great game. Dame had a great game, 25, 9, and 6. The Bucks still don't defend anybody, and I don't know. Maybe this was just the pacing of the game. We shouldn't hold them to the standard of like, oh, whatever. They got a W. I'm going to stop shitting on the Bucks. The one thing I will say is that the backcourt of Atlanta combined for 62 points. Trey had 32 and 12, and DeJounte Murray had 30. That's not even including what Bogdan did. I don't even know what Bogdanovich did off the bench, but 62 from their starting guards. And then Capella had 10 and 17. But whatever, Milwaukee, all you can do is beat who's in front of you. I saw somebody on NBA Twitter tweet out something about how, like, don't be surprised if Milwaukee goes on a run right now. Did you see what they did to Atlanta? And I was like, I mean, yeah, they put up 132, but have you seen what everybody's done to Atlanta? Atlanta is low-key the Indiana Pacers, but like a little less fun. They play with the same pace. They give up the same amount of points. Like, it's pretty bad. Weisberg, what's up, Weisberg, in the chat saying Bucks, in his honest opinion, might be the second worst perimeter defense against the Pacers. You can make the case of Blake. No, I think Atlanta's worse. I think what's different is like Portland doesn't play with the same pace that both Atlanta and Indiana do. So Portland might be a worse defensive team, but because of how fast Atlanta's trying to play, it's bad. Oh, you were talking about Bucks though. Sorry, Bucks. Yeah, I mean Bucks have been lit up every single game. Every single game. It's undefeated. That's undefeated. Okay, we need to talk about this Dallas game. This was the one that I watched I watched this whole game. It was very fun. OKC and Dallas. So OKC gets out to a pretty big lead, and I had for underdog that night. We had a good underdog night. We had 34% Luka. So that's why I was really watching this game. Luka, I think, had like 18 real life points in the first quarter. I think he finished like the half with like 23, 6, and 8 or something like that. It was like, wow, Luka's having a really good game. And it looked like I was going to have a monster night. And then in the third quarter, OKC blows the doors off of Dallas. Like they just extend the lead. They get all the way up to, I think it was 24 heading into the fourth quarter, or they were up like 18 going into the fourth quarter, and then it was like 24 early into the fourth. And then Dallas goes on one of the best heaters I've ever seen. And it really felt like OKC was just going to crumble because OKC couldn't hit a shot to stop the bleeding. They couldn't hit anything. Like, they couldn't hit anything. But Dallas also, like, picked up their intensity on the defensive end. I mean, Luka, I think, had 2 steals and a block on this run. Seth Curry was on fire. Somebody I've never heard of before. Is it A.J. Lawson? I think it was A.J. Lawson. He's got a weird jumper. His legs look crazy while he's going up there. He looks like a child. Like when a kid finally like takes the ball behind the 3-point line, that's what that jump shot looks like. They go on a 30-0 run. I think prior to this, 24 or 26 was the Dallas record. They go to a 30-0 run. So from down 24, they're now up 6. And then I think they just used everything, man. They had so much intensity. There was so much adrenaline pumping through that place. The crowd was going. I mean, even the crowd, I think, was exhausted by the end of it because it was a wild, wild run. Shout out the Dallas announcers too. It was like a fun broadcast to listen to. But then when it mattered, okay. And I was like, man, this is a young OKC team. They're not going to be able to come back from this. And they did. They were tough, man. Chet Holmgren had like 3 putbacks in like the last 2 minutes of the game. And then with Dallas down 2, and I think like 25 or 45 seconds, something like that, on an inbound pass, SGA just rips the inbound pass away, lays it in, and that was basically ball game. But SGA, for like one of the first times this year that we've talked about this Thunder team, he did not score 30 points. SGA finished with 17 and 9, had 5 steals though. J-Dub led the Thunder in scoring. He had 23 and 5. Chet Holmgren with a mini double-double, 11 and 11. But it was Davis Bertans, baby. Bertans in the third quarter, just knocking down triples, revenge games for Davis. He had 15, 5 threes. But then on the good side of things for Dallas, like Derek Lively seems like ready, man. He was great. He had 20 points and 16 boards, like super active. Derek Jones Jr. had 24 and 4. But Luka's stat line, man, 36 points, 18 assists, 15 boards. I mean, holy shit. It was funny too because I was looking at, again, I was saying I had 34% Luka in this underdog slate, and I was like, oh my god, 34% of my lineups have 84 points. Like, I'm going to have such a massive lead on everybody else's first round pick. And Luka, they weren't sure if he was going to play. So I was drafting Luka like 4th or 5th overall. People were taking Giannis ahead of him, who had a 30-point triple-double, but that's like 60 fantasy points. Luka had like 84, right? And then Nikola Jokic has the game. And we'll just skip to that one. Let's do that one now. Kings and Nuggets, 123-117, light the beam. Dude, De'Aaron Fox is awesome, man. I think he might be, like, the Thunder are my favorite team to watch right now. I love SGA. I love everybody on the Thunder. But, man, De'Aaron Fox just does whatever he wants. I was watching the Kings-Clippers game last week, too. And it's like, you know, even you put Kawhi on. Kawhi was covering De'Aaron Fox. It's like, it's fine, man. And he doesn't get calls. Like, he doesn't get, or at least he didn't in this Denver game that I was watching. Like, he gets to the paint, takes a lot of contact, and then finishes tough baskets around the rim. And Fox, man, him and Booker, I feel like, are these 2 guys who we assume are one rung below, like, first-team All-NBA guards, right? I just don't think that's true anymore. I think both Booker and Fox need to be discussed in that light. Anyways, let's get to it. Fox had 26, 16, and 4 in this win. Sabonis seems to be struggling a little bit, and then I'm like, he had 17, 15, and 7. He had a pretty good game. But Jokic, 36 points, 14 boards, 13 assists. I mean, Jesus, dude. He's incredible. And then Reggie Jackson had 20 and 8. But a good win for the Kings. They're ready for tonight's action against the Pels. I got to think, well, we'll preview that in a second. Let me go back in order here. So Anyways, that was a good game. Denver, I think they're 14-7 now. Jamal Murray, who came back on Wednesday of last week, then sat both Thursday and Friday. I think they're just being cautious, right? There's no reason to rush him back. Top Shot comment says Booker has it. You know what? We'll just do the Suns then. We'll do the Suns now. Because no, he didn't have 36, 18, and 15 in a loss. He didn't, but he did have 34, 10, and 7 in a win. So I don't know. But anyways, the Suns beat the Grizz 116-109. KD at 27-5. I just told you Booker's line. Jaren Jackson Jr., who's been MIA for the last couple of weeks, had 37-9, and then Desmond Bane with 27-5. So good win for the Soons. Actually, did I talk about Suns Nuggets too from Friday night? Did I skip that one? Did I write over that? I did. I think I skipped that one, right? Did I skip? Nuggets beat the Suns on Friday, 119-111. Jokic at 21-16. KD 30-11. Nurk 31-6. I don't think I talked about that. It was fun watching Nurk battle with Jokic, though. That's what I will say about that game. Anyways, good win for Phoenix. I know it's Memphis, but whatever. It was a back-to-back. You finally get Booker back. Booker seems fine. KD finally can probably take a breather, since he's been carrying this team for a little bit. There was a good conversation about Phoenix on group chat, the NBA, the Ringer NBA show group chat, which comes out on like Sundays and Wednesdays. I think. I don't know why I'm giving them free advertisement like that, but it was a really good conversation around Phoenix. So worth a listen. Just gave KD some props. But yeah, good win for the Phoenix Suns. Let's say whatever. Memphis loses. Who cares? Jazz beat the Blazers 118-113. I did not care about this game. This went to overtime. I didn't watch one lick of it. Brogdon had 25-6. Shaedon Sharpe 25-5. And then Scoot had 17-5 off the bench in 21 minutes. Man, I want Scoot to have a breakout. There's no reason Scoot shouldn't be playing 40 minutes a game on this bad team, Colin Sexton had 25-5. No, I'm sorry. Yes, Sexton had 25-5. Keontae George, 21-6. Keontae picking up some steam. And then John Collins, 17-9. Lauri Markkanen missed another game. Maddie Harrison said, speaking of the Ringer, I wonder if all the Spotify layoffs. Dude, I haven't even seen anything about Spotify layoffs. How has that been out of my algorithm? I haven't seen a damn thing. I'm learning about it in real time from you. Okay, last game, right? This is the last game of the night. Lakers beat the Rockets 107-97. The thumbnail, baby. LeBron and Ime Udoka, they got into it. How old do you guys think Ime Udoka is if you haven't looked it up in the chat? If you haven't looked up, how old is Ime? Because I was laughing because, LeBron and I are similar ages. He's going to be 39 in like a week or so. And it was funny. I'm like, man, dude, a coach getting thrown out for this? Because they were going back and forth. Apparently, there's audio that leaked, and Ime called him a bitch, and he was like, we don't use that word around here. Like, you're a grown man. Why are you using that word? And then he called him soft a bunch of times. Really funny. It was funny stuff. And then Ime gets ejected. But yeah, Ime is 46. They're like closer in age. LeBron is closer in age to Ime than he is to most of his teammates. So it kind of made me laugh that he's probably played more games against Ime than he has against Jalen Green, who they beat that night. 107-97. It didn't feel that close, though. Lakers pulled their starters, I think, with like 6 minutes left in the fourth. This was a wrap. Şengün, though, continues to ball, man. Şengün, 21-13-5. He's been awesome. Freddie had 22-7-5. AD, 27-14-5 blocks, man. AD is crushing this season. LeBron, 16-7, and Reeves, 18-4. Real quick, just on AD. I wanted to look at his numbers real quick, but because he was leading the lead in blocks, I think he still is. Let's go look at this season. So this season, right, we are in 23-24. He's got 22.9 points a game, so just under 23. He's averaging almost 3 blocks a game, 2.8, over a steal a game. So basically 4 stocks a game, over 3 assists a game, over almost 13 boards a game. And he's just been good, man. He's shooting 54% from the field. He's only shooting 27% from 3, only taking 1 a game. We thought he was going to be taking a bunch a game. Remember, they were talking about that, and that's not the case. But good win. Good win for the Lakers. The Rockets, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, we are now, actually, we can go over to the standings right now. We'll just do this. We'll do this together. We'll look at the standings before a little IST preview, baby. But I'm pretty sure Houston has yet to win a game on the road, and we're like, almost at the quarter pole of this season, right? We are like 20 games in, I think. Let's see. Houston, real quick, is 8-9. So they're 17 games, and they are 0-8 on the road. 8-1 at home, 0-8 away, which is kind of nuts. Kind of nuts. All right, let's go look at the standings here. Sorry, truck is backing up. Not sure if you're getting that beeping noise. Celtics maintain that first pole position. They are 8-2 in their last 10. Winners of 3 in a row. Got a game-and-a-half lead over both the Magic and the Bucks, who are 14-6. Then comes the Sixers and Knicks at 12-7. Knicks quietly putting together some wins here. 3 in a row, 7-3 in their last 10. And then the Indiana Pacers, who were squaring off tonight against the Celtics, are 10-8. Heat culture in that 7-hole at 11-9, same as the Cavs. Brooklyn Nets just a half game behind them at 10-9, and then the Hawks 9-10. Raptors 9-11, never forget. And then it's Bulls with 7 wins, Hornets with 6 wins, Wiz with 3, Pistons with 2. Pistons continue to suck, and we'll give you a little Detroit basketball drop just for that.
Detroit basketball. Detroit basketball.
Oh, we love the Detroit drop. Oh my gosh, we're going to play it again. Hold on.
Detroit basketball. Detroit.
Sorry, guys. Water. I took a sip of water during the first drop. Went down the wrong way. Down the wrong way. Congrats to Borland. Oh, because we're looking at the Timberwolves. Yeah. All right. So in the West, we got Timberwolves at 15-4. Look at that 2-game lead over the OKC Thunder, the Denver Nuggets. I still feel like people, like everyone's like, yeah, I know Denver's in third at 14-7, but Denver is the best team, right? The fact that they're 14-7, 5-5, basically without Jamal Murray. They need Murray back. Like the beam, the Kings are 7-3 in their last 10, baby, 11-7. And then you got Phoenix now 4 games over 500. Again, it felt like Phoenix was off to a slow start. 8-2 in their last 10, 12-8. Dallas right behind them. They're slipping a little bit, 4-6 in their last 10. And then you get the Lakers at 12-9, the Pellies at 11-10, Clippers now at 9-10, 6-4 in their last 10. So turning it around a little bit. Houston Rockets 8-9, and then there you go. Golden State Warriors 9-11 in the 11 seed. Utah Jazz, Portland Trailblazers. So it seems like this is like I imagine the Grizzlies. They get Ja Morant back. They're going to shoot up a little bit, and by shoot up, I'm talking about Ja Morant. But they should pass the Blazers and Jazz. And then I don't know. I mean, the fact that they're only, they're 3.5 games behind the Warriors is kind of nuts, right? Considering you're like how bad Memphis has been, and they're only 3.5 games behind the Warriors. That's kind of wild. That is kind of wild. Anyways, that's our little wrap up here. We can look at the schedule quickly for this upcoming week. It's a little bit weird, right? So Monday and Tuesday, just 2 games each, and it's just IST stuff. So we got Pacers and Celtics at 7:30, which is pretty fun. And then the late night action, like the beam, Pellies and Kangs at 10 o'clock. I actually think this is going to be a pretty close game. I think the Kings are going to win, but I think it'll come down to the last 4 minutes of the game. Zion should be able to do some work in this matchup. I feel like he's got him and CJ should be able to get theirs. I think Brandon Ingram might get a little locked up. And then for Celtics and Pacers, man, if Hallie goes, this is going to be a very entertaining game because you have like one of the better guards in the league right now who's just been dicing up everybody, locked into Drew Holiday and Derek White. And then how does this affect, like with the pace that they're playing, does Al not actually become that important in tonight's game? Because the Pacers will go small. It's not like Miles Turner is a beast down low on the offensive side. And because of like the speed in which the game's going to be rolling, are they like playing Tatum at the 5 and like getting another shooter out there with them? Right. I don't know. That's just me spitting. I have no idea. That honestly, I could see like real Celtics people being like, this is dumb, Mike. But anyways, I'm looking forward to both those games. Shout out to Indiana, where tickets are as low as $9. Wake up, Middle America. It's basketball season. The IST is here. But I'm looking forward to both of these games. And then Tuesday night, Knicks and Bucks. So lock in your Jalen Brunson numbers. I think he dropped 45 on the Bucks the last time they played. So let's go. And then Phoenix and LA, which I also think will be a fun game at 10 o'clock tomorrow night. So that's the Tuesday action. And then Wednesday, everybody else plays. Wednesday, you'll have Orlando and Cleveland, Memphis and Detroit, Philly and Washington, Miami and Toronto, Brooklyn and Atlanta, Spurs against the Wolves, Charlotte and Chicago. Man, what a gross-ass game. Houston and OKC should be fun because Houston's at home. Denver and Clippers. There we go. Denver and Clippers will be fun. That's some bad games, man. I don't think I want to watch any of these except for, I guess Wemby against everybody, against the Wolves is fun. That's gross. These are gross games. Thursday, we don't know, but we do know the winners of these quarterfinals. The semifinal matchups will be on Thursday, and I will be there, baby, going to both of these games. The first one's at 5 p.m. So that's at 2 p.m. Vegas time? Is that right? That is an early-ass game. 5 p.m. I guess they need time in between games. But anyways, okay. And then Friday, you see everybody else plays. And again, not many exciting games. Golden State OKC, actually. That'll be a fun one. Philly, Atlanta, I guess, could be fun. So that's Friday. And then Saturday will be the final. So there you go. That is this week's action. Yeah, it should be fun on Underdog. I agree. Portland owns the Warriors pick, by the way. There you go. I do think the Warriors are going to figure it out. I just don't, but they're figured out like of maybe avoid the play-in game. But as we see, and I saw Common Man said this, like how bad the East is. It's true. I mean, like the pick is going to be like, because even if they get hot, it's just going to be so hard to leapfrog all of those teams. And it doesn't seem like they're going to. They seem weird, They seem weird. Real quick. All right, we're gonna go over to So Rare. Let's do a quick. We'll be right back with another ad rate brought to you by our friends over at So Rare.
Today's
University.
NBA bit is brought to you by So Rare. Daily fantasy sports is annoying. Constantly paying attention to injury news, who's starting, who's sitting, and just having to remember to enter your lineups each and every day. With So Rare, you just have to enter your lineup once for each game week. And instead of having to pay an entry fee each time you enter a contest with So Rare, once you buy your cards, the tournaments are free. Each game week, you'll have a chance to win more card rewards to bolster up your roster. And this year, So Rare is introducing cash prizes. So sign up for So Rare today using the link in the description, and they'll start you with 20 free common cards. And by using our link, once you buy 5 cards from auction, they'll give you a 6th one free. So sign up for So Rare today and see if you can take down Mike Sorarian.
Actually, before we dive into So Rare, real quick, and for people that are watching right now, is anybody out on the in-season tournament? Because it's funny. I think when we remember back to when it was announced, and then at the beginning of the season, and then the first weekend, everybody's like, "This is dumb. The courts are stupid." I do feel like maybe people are apathetic about it, but like I don't see anybody being like, "This is really dumb." I think everybody's kind of in on it, or don't have a strong opinion one way or the other. And to me, I think that's crazy. If you had told me that at the beginning, I'd be like, there's no way, man. People are either going to think this is the best thing in the world or the worst thing in the world. And everybody's just kind of accepted it. Like it doesn't feel like it's the first time they're doing it. We the People says, I think it's irrelevant. Makes no sense. All right. No, I stand corrected. There is one person. We the People. But good to see you. We the People, how'd you do this weekend? Okay, Maddie says I'm out on 70% of the courts, but I've really enjoyed it so far. I do not care about the courts at all. Like, I think that is a non-thing for me. It was like a fun thing to talk about for like the first week, and there's like 2 of them that are good, but like it doesn't matter. I think if the courts looked exactly the same, we are still all smart enough to comprehend that this is an in-season tournament game. I do not need bright colors to tell me. Ibrahim talking about So Rare. Yeah, man. I think I'm not gonna have time to do value hunting today on So Rare. I try to get it up on Sunday, but you know what? I enjoyed my birthday, so I'm not gonna do it because by the time it gets up, it's almost time for live before live. But I think I'm just gonna do like where I'm at with So Rare right now on some things, because I agree with you. I think they've overdone it a little bit. I think they saw that people were gonna participate in the in-season tournament when they were like, oh, you need 3 cards. So they're like, what if we just ramp it up? If we already know you're going to participate and force you to buy things off the marketplace, let's just make it even harder because we know you idiots are going to go buy things, right? So that part is a little frustrating. I also am like vehemently against how they did the rare reward credit thing, because it's not a credit, it's a coupon. So call it what it is. But anyways, what's really the point of the IST? I mean, it's just like I don't know. I like soccer. I like the club cups or the in-season cups that they do, like the FA or the league cups, all that stuff. I don't know. I kind of enjoy it. Anyways, all right, let's go over there. I'll show you what's cooking this week. So For those that don't know, they are doing the IST thing again, but this time they've changed the rules. So now there's a limited contest that they call intermediate. There's a rare that's advanced, then expert. There's 25K in total cash rewards. I think for me, I'm going to be sitting this out. So first place is 2K, which is pretty nice considering it's just for this weekend, essentially, right? But it requires 3 cards from the current season, right? So they're really trying to jack it up. And only 8 teams are involved, and then you got to pick out which ones are going to win in advance, which I do like that. I like that aspect of I like the aspect of being like you are rewarded if you pick players on teams that you think are going to win. I think that's a fun wrinkle. But when looking at my lineup, again, because the cap is now out of 140, right? So you essentially can play 2 MVPs. I mean, I can roll out AD, I can roll out Zion, but then I've got an average of 33 in my next highest one. So it'd be AD, Zion, Eric Gordon, Buddy Hield, Trey Lyles, right? And then I'm leaving 36 cap points up there. And it's just, that doesn't seem to make sense. So I don't think I'm going to participate in it. If I go over to limited, what's the limited reward here? We have, and I only have 2 eligible cards, so that's pretty sick. I could just run out Zion and Kessler. Can I submit this? Can I submit? But anyways, I'm kind of out on that. Would you rather start Dame or Brunson for the IST this week? Go to LeBron, Booker. So Weisberg, you have to start who you think is going to win the game. So like, even though Brunson's in a beautiful matchup, right? Even though Brunson is in an awesome matchup to just light up the Bucks guards, if you don't think the Knicks are going to win this game, you play Dame, right? Because you have 2 games this game week. It's not just tonight. Or it's not just Monday, Tuesday. It's also the Thursday game, right? So you just need to play who you. So if you think the Bucks are going to win, you play Dame. If you think the Knicks are going to win, you play Brunson. I do think the Knicks can win this game. They've been playing pretty good basketball, but I don't know, man. I think I would just play Dame. Because, right, maybe you only get like a 35 out of Dame in this first game, but then you get another shot at it in Vegas. Unless you think Brunson's going to score 60. I don't know. We the people back to the IST says, my question really is, do you think the players play better because of it, or they think it's just another regular game? No, I think they play. I wouldn't say they play better because of it, but what it's doing, like, I don't think they're necessarily trying harder, but I think organizationally you're seeing less of people sitting games. You know, there's just more of it. As a fan, I don't think it's really changing what the players are doing. They clearly are trying, right? Because you're seeing teams bomb out, right? Like with what happened with the Celtics and Bulls, like needing to try all the way down the stretch. I do think you're seeing a little bit more of the intensity level is a little bit higher than what it normally would be in November and December. I think personally, but that's just me. That is just me. All right, I'm going to go over to, so I wanted to see they're not doing the rare reward things until next week, right? Is that right? Hold on. Let me just double check to see that. Sorry, guys. 1 second. Let's click the rare contender. All right. So for rewards this week, yeah. So they're not doing like their coupon bullshit yet. So there you go. There's tier 1s go to 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 1st through 8th are tier 1, 9 through 30th, tier 2, 31 through 60, tier 3. All the way down to 180. So you're going to finish 180th. There's already 1,300 people in there. Yeah, man, they really did mess up these rare rewards. I don't know what the answer is, though. I'll give him that. This is rare contender. So Bam, I think he's already ruled out for one of the 2 games that he could have this game week. Wait, so does this whole game week goes through the end of the week? Oh, interesting. All right. So the whole thing, just 1 game this game week. Interesting. All right. I don't think I clocked that. I thought it was separate than the IST. Stan said back to the IST convo, said, I like that players getting mad at points differential. Stop crying and play defense. I agree with you. I think it's all fun. All fun and games for me. All right, that changes things a little bit for my roster construction for hashtag so rare, but there you go. So only 1 real get. So I don't have to worry about live before lock on Friday, right? Is that what we're saying? Let me look at that again. That's actually great news because I was stressed out about not giving you guys a live before lock. Let's go to my lineups. We'll do it this way. Oh, I can't even. So the next, it doesn't even list it. All right, so the next game week won't start until the 11th. Wait, no, that doesn't make any sense. So game week 4, is that because there's no games on Sunday the 10th either? This doesn't make sense. What did they do? There's no game scheduled for Sunday the 10th? Why? What is he? I guess because they don't know. Why can't they schedule games for Sunday the 10th? I'm so confused by that. I guess because they don't know who's playing in the semifinals and finals yet, so they don't want to schedule any games? Is that why? All right, so the next game week will be Monday, so I don't have to worry about value hunting for the rest of the week or live before lock. Good news. Good news for Zakarian. All right, gang, we're going to get ready to wrap it up here. If you guys have anything else, throw it in the chat. But just a reminder, so do me a favor, guys, all right? Do me a favor. We are at, let's look at what we're at. We are at 10,925 subs. So 75 away from 11K over here. Over on Team Hold So Rare, you can see, what are we at? We're at, let's do a refresh, because did any of you fools go over there? 295. So 5 away from 300 over there, the little engine that could. And then Team Hold Sports, baby, 497. 3 away for 500. So go ahead. Just like all these things. I'll draw, we're wrapping up here. So go ahead. I'm going to put Team Hold NBA in there, or Team Hold Sports, whatever the fuck it's called. We'll go back to the So Rare one once my mouse stops having a seizure. But that hasn't happened yet, so we'll just wait it out. Oh my God, my computer's dying. All right, here we go. We'll go back to the So Rare one. Drop that in the chat. Do me a favor, go subscribe to that. But just a reminder, so the NBA, today, the live before lock show will be at 5:30 over on the Team Hold So Rare channel. And then right after that, we're going to come back to the Team Hold live channel to do the 89 Cavs with Justin and Steve. And then tomorrow, we'll have the NBA bit, but then it's Vegas. I'm gone. So no NBA bit on Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. I'm going to try to find an opportunity to do some stuff. So you'll still see some content while I'm out there, but no official stuff. So one more NBA bit. We'll recap the IST from tonight, talk about tomorrow night's matchup, all that fun stuff tomorrow. But I hope you guys have a great start to the week. Happy Monday. Thanks for being here. We'll see you tonight. We're out.